Hello guys, NautoAis here, and I want to give my thoughts on NIS America's announcement at the Anime Expo. And I have to say, the NIS America fans, or to some extent, Nihon Falcon, are very happy the announcement what they're coming out because the games that they announced there are from Falcom. And if you've been following the story about Falcom and in its community, especially international, sometimes or most of the time they're not happy because of how distant the window from the Japanese release to the American release. I should say sometimes 2 years. Heck, it could even be more than 2 years. Very dedicated Falcom fans are not happy about that. Of course, the gist of it is that the president of Falcom did say that to some extent they only focus on Japanese business and that anything international is second fiddle for them. They don't really care to some extent. I know it kind of sounds irky, but it is what it is. And you have to also understand, they don't have their own localization team. That's why. So mostly like Idea Factory, now most of the game comes out within 6 months to some extent. Year if they have to do English dub, which I have no problem with it. But to some extent, like I said in the past, Falcon games were very known for like the games window from Japan to international was really, really long. And at least they're fixing that this year and probably even beyond. Why? Well, I'm going to explain it later. First, they announced first Ys 3 or Ys Memoir, the Ode in Feljata. And for people who don't know what that is, it is sort of a remake of Ys 3. It's been already out on PlayStation Portable. Wow, that portable console. And then, of course, it was on Steam. You can get it for cheap. And this is the first time that the main character do actually talk. It is what it is. Now, in 2025, in the West, they are going to release for the PlayStation 5 and Switch. And it's going to be a remastered version, apparently. So, better graphics, better illustration in the game, and maybe 4K. But like I said, it is an old game. But again, a lot of people like Ys, so they're happy finally this game's coming out. And then, of course, Ys 10 Nordic, if that's what it's called, will be coming out in October 2024. So finally, again, the window's being closed now, even less than a year. So they're really happy about that one. So they finally announced a date. There you go. So again, if you're a Ys fan, you got 2 Ys games going to come out, close to each other to some extent. And there you go. I mean, they're fun for what it is. And again, English dub. And you have to give props to NIS America about it, because if you follow the controversy with Ys 8, of course, if you didn't know, from what I understand was, they decided to outsource the localization and the recording. And the people behind it was just didn't do a good job from what I understand. They just wanted to get their money and be gone, to a point that the fans were complaining so hard that NIS America had to do an emergency restructuring for the game. So what I mean by that is they had to do re-recording, and they even had to fix a lot of the script, the text in the game, because like I said, the people that did it before was not really working for NIS America. They just outsourced them, and at the time, from what I understand, why they did that was they were doing other games, so they just said, oh, hey, you know what? We're going to need some help. They thought they could be reliable, and it's not. So, I mean, there's a lot of behind the story about that one, but it is what it is. But now they're doing good, because if you've been playing their Trails game, yeah, their dub is good, their text is good, so you got to give them props. Because, of course, by now, Trails of Daybreak is already out. The sequel will be coming out in early 2025. Yeah, so Trails of Daybreak 2, being announced for an international release, will be coming out in early 2025, and people are happy. And yes, it will also have English dub. So they've been probably working by this. And from what I understand, maybe NIS America, they're hiring more people. Now they have more time to do their localization. Yes, they still kind of now pick and choose which game to be dubbed and which is not, because there is a game that a lot of people are anticipating, but doesn't have an English dub. They already said it. It is what it is. That's in every company. NIS America, Idea Factory, Exit, Marvelous, whatever. They do have to choose their battle, which to dub or not. They can't just literally keep dubbing games. I mean, in the past, they had to do it because of Sony's policy. Koei kind of did it, and they weren't getting a lot of return on investment. I already talked about that. But anyway, back to the Trails of Daybreak 2. Yeah, so the window is closed because from what I understand, this game came out fall of 2023. Now it's going to be early 2025 in the West. So gotta give props for that one. And like I said, especially the Trails community, yeah, you can see their frustration time and time again. That they even say, well, why do you even bother dubbing the game? Why not just sub? Of course, like there are options, but people prefer sub, but there are people who dub. And a lot of them, the argument is, oh, well, there's not a lot of people that really prefer dub. Why do you need to cater to them? It's a long battle that's still ongoing, unfortunately. But at least, Trails of Daybreak 2 coming out in 2025. So there you go. So the Neon Falcon community should be happy, especially the Trails community. So with that, I have to say props to NIS America. They are now kind of be more active of trying to release them close to its Japanese release. Because a lot of the Japanese company are well aware. But to some extent, it's not that easy that people think. Heck, like I say, even Idea Factory International are well aware. It's not something that they can't do because, well, in the case with Idea Factory International, they don't have a big localization team and they're doing a lot of games. What can you do? You don't want to overwork your people. I mean, overload, that's a different story to some extent. That's raining in thin water. But of course, in any business law, you cannot overwork your employees or crunch. To some extent, that is illegal, but that's more a political side of business. So there you go. Props to NIS America. Making good, keeping the fans happy, especially the Falcom and the Trails fans. Now they're happy. So that's what they hope, that the latest one might come out in 2025 or 2026. Just have to wait and see. So with that, I'll see you guys later.